Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having an incredible day. To start things off, the new Daedalus delegation countdown design has already been revealed, according to a new GitHub post on the matter. According to the screenshot they shared, it is possible to see that Cardano could eventually start its transition from a federation or federated to a decentralized system as soon as of October of this year. IOHK has shared information about the design they are working on for their countdown page. Cardano is expected to be moving in the future from a federated system to a decentralized system in the cryptocurrency market. About it, the firm said in the screenshot, and I do quote, Cardano will soon start its transition from a federated, there we go, to a decentralized system. This will mark the start of the stakeholders being able to earn rewards for participating in the running of the network. They will also be able to participate directly in the process of staking or can delegate their stake in stake pools to earn rewards in data, end quote. In this new design, it is possible to see a countdown clock that says the rewards will begin in 2 months, 7 days, and 6 hours. However, there is no specific information regarding whether this is the real estimate date for the new network or not. This means that the new improvements could eventually be released in October of this year. Here's the actual GitHub post right here, with a whole bunch of the screenshots for the actual countdown, and the review checklist is also right here. I had to actually open this up a bit larger so you can actually see what it looks like as far as the countdown. I had to also take one of the screenshots. I tried to get into what they were talking about somewhere around here, but it was asking me to sign into something, and I did not feel like creating a brand new account. So this is what we have. Here's the actual countdown right here. For those who don't know, it has been spoken about for quite a long bit of time, at least over a year and some change, as far as Cardano transitioning to its brand new network. I am very excited for this. Cardano hasn't been as much in the news as it was before in 2018. Yes, I know Cardano's in the news quite often, but we don't typically hear about it in the not normal cryptocurrency space. There's not as much news about Cardano as there is about Bitcoin, XRP, Ether, even Litecoin sometimes. So this is a nice little breath of fresh air, if you kind of want to say that. Hopefully this does end up happening. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Charles Hoskinson said that this should be happening sometime this year. I assume October is a rough estimate for when this could actually be taking place, but it is widely believed that the move over to a more decentralized network, as far as, and then also being able to stake and do all the other things in the network, will potentially, no one knows for certain, propel the price of Cardano a lot higher as more usage is happening than on the network. Very excited. Hope this actually ends up happening in October. That would be a nice little time frame. And without further ado, let's move on. Next up, the leading US crypto exchange known as Coinbase says people are signing up to use the exchange by the millions. Alastair Milner, Chief Investment Officer of the Atlanta Digital Currency Fund, has been tracking the numbers through the months, which are publicly available on Coinbase's website. The stats show that the San Francisco-based exchange now has 30 million users, adding 5 million users in the last 10 months alone. That is insane. Here's the actual chart right here, which also looks incredible. This year, Coinbase has rapidly expanded the number of available coins in its platform, adding XRP, EOS, Augur, and Zcash, among others. The exchange has also greatly expanded its support for institutional investors. This could be part of the reason why, I guess maybe correlating a bit to the news that we had yesterday, that the people from Coinbase had announced that they're going to still focus on trading, but they're trying to make sure that they also move into a completely different direction as far as being able to issue loans and other things like that. So I assume with the most banks don't have 30 million users, nonetheless a cryptocurrency exchange that's maybe, I think Coinbase is around 6-7 years old. I think they've been around for quite a little bit in the cryptocurrency space. But anyway, the point is they're becoming rather large. I was skeptical for quite a bit of time, and I thought that Coinbase, not that they were going to disappear, but that they wouldn't be as prominent or dominant in the spotlight. Lo and behold, I assume all that venture capital money behind the scenes is making sure that they definitely stay in the limelight. I mean, it's nice for adoption. Coinbase isn't terrible. I just don't care for them personally. But it's nice to see that 30 million people are now in the cryptocurrency space. Insane. And without further ado, let's move on. In unsurprising news, due to mounting regulatory pressures in the United States, the crypto company known as Circle is moving the majority of its exchange operations offshore. Circle announced on Monday It received a full Digital Asset Business Act license in Bermuda for its crypto exchange known as Poloniex. Circle CEO Jeremy Allaire told CoinDesk that 70% of Poloniex users hail from beyond the United States, and the new Bermuda-based entity will handle those accounts from now on. In May, the company geofenced some assets on Poloniex from U.S. customers, which also happened in many other instances as well from many other cryptocurrency exchanges. He said, Europe and Asia are both pretty significant markets for us in particular. He said, adding the USDC stablecoin is particularly popular with institutional Asian investors. The lack of regulatory frameworks significantly limits what can be offered to individuals and businesses in the United States. Circle laid off around 30 employees earlier this year to ensure our costs were in line with the market. Allaire said the costs were attributed in part to regulatory uncertainty in the United States. Circle now says it plans to hire around the same number of people from over the next 24 months. I assumed before in 2018, even a couple of months ago, that the reason that we had not yet received regulatory anything from the United States was simply that they were maybe getting their things in order. Maybe they were still drafting it. Maybe they were still working on it. I don't think that there's any regulatory anything coming anytime soon. What I think is happening is, in my own opinion, I feel like the smaller fish are being pushed out on purpose. And this kind of all correlates exactly to what we were talking about yesterday for the people who saw the video that I had posted where I was talking about there's far too much negative news happening at the exact same time. I feel like this is also part of it in its own little sliver or own little way. I feel like the ground is being set literally for New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, TD Ameritrade, and Fidelity to run the entire cryptocurrency space. It does not seem likely that heavyweights would want to share the space with Circle or Poloniex or even Binance for that matter. And this is why I think that a number of cryptocurrency exchanges, like I said, this is not the first one, have moved either offshore, have left the United States completely, or have started restricting access to customers within the United States. One can only assume that once Bakkt launches, NASDAQ launches their trading platform, Fidelity, TD Ameritrade, et cetera, these will obviously be immediately available to people within the United States and also within New York, which is more particular. This is why we've also been hearing a number of companies who have been coming forward saying that they've either received a bit license, or what was the thing that the other company had yesterday? It was something higher than a bit license. It allowed them to do other things as well. So I think this is, it's all money. That's kind of really what it comes down to. You can't let anyone else have a slice of the pie. It has to only be for you. I mean, it's not fair, but we know that in finance and also when it comes to rich people money, that's kind of just how things are. So it's kind of sad. I'm pretty sure these companies will continue to flourish in other parts of the world. This is why I mentioned before, I doubt that any of them actually listen to my videos, but the point is, it's very important to focus on South America and Africa when they do have their infrastructure built up enough that they're able to get into the cryptocurrency space, or even helping them to build up the adequate infrastructure to be able to get 1 billion people in South America and 1 billion people in Africa into the cryptocurrency space. You'll kind of take everything for yourself, because what's been happening thus far is that people have been very desperate to try and make sure that they had a hold in America, or have a hold, no, basically just in America. And usually when they end up getting kicked out, they either end up losing all their funding and end up closing down, or they have to retreat and try and go to Europe or Asia. Anyway, so at least they found a new place to be able to open up an office somewhere else. But this is going to continue happening, and I assume, yeah, this is probably going to be the news as far as regulation within the US for all of 2019. Just saying. Next up, Iran is officially recognizing cryptocurrency mining as an industry within its borders. According to the Iran Chamber of Commerce, Industries, Mines, and Agriculture, a government economic commission approved crypto mining on Sunday, with the government now looking for ways to regulate this activity within its existing legal structure. A mechanism to mine digital coins was approved by the government's economic commission and will later be put in discussion at a cabinet meeting. Similarly, Deputy Minister Energy for Electricity and Energy, Homayun Hayati, said government ministers will vote on a measure to approve an electricity rate for mining farms. The Iranian government has been facilitating on whether to approve of mining as an industry or not. Last month, 2 mining farms were seized and shut down by authorities. This was a major problem that we had during the course of 2018. It was a very interesting year. No matter how you look at it, it was a very, even as prices were falling down, there was an enormous amount of activity that was happening behind the scenes. There were a huge amount of countries on this planet who were coming to terms of realizing that not only was cryptocurrency not going away, that it was here to stay, and that people in their countries had been receiving incredibly cheap rates for electricity to be able to mine cryptocurrencies. A lot of the governments went through the motions of as far as, are crypto illegal in this country? The answer was usually no. And the other question was, okay, who's mining these things within our country and how do we get our cut? This happened in Canada, this happened in Asia, this happened in China, this happened in, I want to say parts of South America as well. I think it also happened in Alaska. Pretty much the people were finding the lowest rates possible for electricity. It was like cents, it was pennies, as opposed to like 145, whatever the number things cost for electricity. So anyway, the main point to take away from this is they have legalized it as an industry within itself, which is also kind of interesting that they have put that gate around it, if you kind of want to say that. But it's nice to hear in its own little way that another country has not banned cryptocurrency, and it has also, I mean, to legalize crypto mining. Like, you know how weird that is to have to get government approval to buy computers, set them up in your own little space and use electricity? It's kind of weird. I think it was what's the term? A knee-jerk reaction to the entire industry. They're so used to thinking about, that something has to be wrong and that they have to get control over something. It kind of is what it is. Anyway, let's move on. For those of you who don't know or have not been looking at the price very recently, the prices are kind of all over the place in the cryptocurrency market. I was looking around for an exact reason as to why the Bitcoin price was lower than it was before, potentially going down. I think Bitcoin at the moment is around 9,600, somewhere around there. A lot of people, just to kind of give it to you in one go, no one knows exactly where the prices are going to go. I'm seeing an insurmountable amount of analysis happening within the cryptocurrency space as to where people think the price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are going. I'm getting numbers anywhere between, this one says if Bitcoin loses $9,000, things could get nasty. This one right next to it also says Bitcoin at 9,600. Bitcoin sees yet another bull market signal. I've seen right down the middle. I saw some people talking about that Bitcoin's going to 3,400. Not sure where you're getting those numbers from, but good luck. I've seen people talking about Bitcoin is going to 7,700. People saying that Bitcoin could be going to 8,800. And people saying as long as we maintain 9,600, Bitcoin is going on its way up. I was listening to a podcast yesterday. I believe it was either Unchained or Unconfirmed. It was one of the podcasts. And the person on it, they were talking about the actual future price metrics for Bitcoin. And they believe that by the end of this year, we could see a $40,000 Bitcoin simply based on the amount of users in the network and the amount of so and so and so. So by the summertime, they also expect the prices to go back up. You're always going to have negative and non-negative people in the space no matter where you go. But yeah, for those of you who are wondering, there's no specific information. A lot of people think that this could be the runoff from the end of the deliberations that were happening against Facebook. And therefore, a lot of people still think, not exactly sure why, that if something negative happens against Facebook and their coin, that therefore it has to be negative against the entirety of the cryptocurrency industry. That's not true. Doesn't make any sense, but people are going to believe what they want to believe. To kind of finish things off, something that I felt like I should address because I think things are getting a bit out of hand. Yesterday, there was a news story that Justin's son was sick. And then immediately after that, there was a news story that Justin's son was actually in the hospital. And then we had news that Justin's son from Tron was actually in the hospital because of kidney stones. I said that in my video because it was the news that we had at the time. And then as I went outside, had fun with my friends, came back home, I saw at least, I want to say at least anywhere between, not even joking, 40 to 70 different comments of people calling me an idiot, calling me a moron, calling me the R word, saying that I had no idea what I was talking about. I should stop my channel. I am doing a disservice. Once again, people love to use the word disservice to my listeners and watchers as I have no idea what I'm talking about. Justin Sun is a fraud. You keep telling people to buy Tron, and therefore the price of Tron is going to go down. And this is how I usually know that they have never watched my channel before. For those of you who are unaware, the news that sprang up after I went outside was that Justin Sun was accused of money laundering after delaying his meeting with Warren Buffett. He's supposed to be having a lunch with Warren Buffett, him and a couple of other people from the cryptocurrency industry. And the news was that Justin Sun had copped out or opted out of going to the meeting because he had done something illegal. There was also another one over here. It says Justin Sun is banned from leaving China. This news story spread like wildfire. What ended up happening was that after the first 3 news stories, we had the one that Justin Sun was apparently a part of some illegal gambling ring operation and had done something terribly wrong and was now actually in police custody. Apparently after that, Justin Sun was trying to leave China, and then the Chinese government told him that he could not leave China because of the illegal things that he had been doing. The craziest part, it even says it on Yahoo Finance, and this is what makes me really worried for the world, is that news like this can spread very quickly. It says, report, Chinese government restricts Justin Sun's travel, scuttling his lunch with Warren Buffett. I feel like people are desperate to have negative news. I feel like people want anything that sounds too good to be true has to be false, and therefore you have to find something negative to kind of put in its place. This happened it was no more than about 7-8 hour period. By the time I came back home and I saw this flurry of news and the amount of people who had sent me messages telling me all these things about myself, about the channel, about how incorrect I was, a little bit of a follow-up. What ended up happening is that none of that was true. Justin Sun is not actually even in China. He's actually in San Francisco. He actually posted a video of himself in the hospital because he's there for kidney stones. He even turned the camera around to show other people around him that the Bay Bridge wasn't back of him. I'm going to say this because I feel like it needs to be said. If you don't like what I say, please stop following the channel. If you don't like the way that I sound, please stop following the channel. If you don't like the news that I give, please stop following the channel. If you just don't like me in general as a person, please stop following the channel. The amount of negativity that I've seen the last couple of, I want to say it's a good 4-week period. I've always had negativity on the channel. That's nothing really new to me in this space, but it's being really ramped up. And I'm not sure if it's a lot of people who are just getting into the cryptocurrency space. I'm not sure if it's a lot of people who are becoming desperate because they realize that a lot of the coins that they're purchasing are worthless and aren't going to go anywhere. I'm sorry to tell it to you that way. A lot of the coins a lot of people are holding are completely worthless. You have to understand this. This is not me telling you because I'm trying to hype up some other coin. I'm not trying to shill XRP. I'm not in love with Ether. I'm not a Bitcoin maximalist. I'm telling you exactly what's happening within the cryptocurrency space so you don't lose money. The amount of people I see in the comment section telling me that they hate my voice, they hate my cadence, they hate how I talk, they hate how I deliver the news, they hate how, the new one is when I make a mistake on a word and then go back and repronounce it. People also hate that. I do that because I hate mispronouncing words because I like to learn. If I say something incorrectly, I want to say it properly. So, like I said, I thought that needed to be said. If you don't like me, I don't have the button in front of me, but it says unsubscribe. Please feel free to do so. I would rather people be here who want to make money and want actual news on the cryptocurrency space to be here than people who are going to harass other people in the comment section, who are going to harass me. It's completely out of control at this point. If you are miserable and lonely, please go do so in your own corner. We don't need you here. The cryptocurrency space does not need you. It's even, you understand how weird this is? I don't even like Justin Sun, and I have to sit here defending Justin Sun because of the ridiculousness that's happening within the cryptocurrency space. We went through this in 2017 to 2018. If you find yourself losing money because you have bought into other coins that no one else is going to buy, that is your problem and no one else is alone. I give the news on the coins that are out there. Because your coin is not being spoken about does not mean that you have to be angry with me or someone else. When I talk about XRP in one video for 8 minutes, and I've talked about Bitcoin for the last 14 videos, that is not me shilling XRP. That is you not having XRP, or you having bought XRP and you're afraid that the price isn't going to go up. If you are not made for this economy, the cryptocurrency space, I don't really know what to tell you. We don't need the negativity. And that is the only time I'm going to bring that up. And yeah. As always, an incredibly large, fantabulous, fantastically mega thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Strange Radio Central, Bankroll Network, Master Ventures in Thailand, 242 to the World, Triple M and J, My Keto Kitchen, Assam M El Zofri, Adobo, Crypto and Beer Shipmate, Brady Niels, L. Doug, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, Crypto Joe, Mohair Maroney, Carl Birchenoff, singer-songwriter Mike Savitz, Rai, Yasha Harari, Amy Starsheen, Jeffrey Ramsey, Clara T. Snowden, Crypto Artist, Cole D3D, Nicholas One Earth, One Peace, One Love, Setsuna, Nick Kanaya, Richie Ritt III, RF Dusty, Cody, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Tom sucks at basketball, and Sam skips leg day. Everyone loves that one. Jeremy the Photographer, Jim Gardner, Minting Coins, Arthur Yaku, Nick Mangialavori, Anthony Charles, and Mechanic. Thank you all very, very much for your support. At the moment, the market it's kind of 50-50. It's kind of all over the place. Bitcoin is currently at $9,700, give or take. It looks like it's trying to move its way back up. Before right now, the other coins were anywhere between 6 and 15% down, so it looks like there's a bit of a movement trying to get the cryptocurrency market back up. There's no real reason for the market to be down at any point right now. It could be just a market movement, market cycle. Who knows exactly what's going on? Either way, I myself love the dips. I am here to stay for the cryptocurrency space. I am very sure, in my own opinion, that the cryptocurrency market and the Bitcoin price are going to do very well over the next couple of years, and therefore, whenever there's a dip, I just simply buy some more. I hope you all enjoyed. Hope that you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it's absolutely fan-freaking-tastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.